Hi friends, Joshua 7 verse 2 says, "So the men went up and spied out I," spelt AI. Apologies, this Wednesday word is not about anything from the book of Joshua, but it's about AI, artificial intelligence. Charlotte Butch-Barnard and I, we went to a really interesting talk, really thought-provoking, recently, thinking about artificial intelligence from a Christian perspective. We were left with probably more questions than answers, but we really appreciated having those questions highlighted as our world charges into this new chapter of its technological history. For those who are not familiar with AI, there have been recently huge advances, particularly in something called generative AI, and this is computer software that recognises patterns and then it can replicate those patterns, kind of altering them to suit your wishes. So you might have seen the AI image that Donald Trump posted of himself recently as the Pope. You could do the same with a photograph of yourself in seconds. AI could write this Wednesday word for me. I could give AI my sermon from last week and then ask it to prepare my next sermon in my own personal style, which it could learn. Would it be a problem if I did that? Why would it be a problem? What if I simply used AI not to write the sermon, but just to kind of give me ideas and then put those ideas in my own sermon? Would that be an issue? What if you emailed me with criticism about my sermon or about this? Would you mind if I used AI to write a reply to your email? These are big questions. They've got no easy answers. These questions will increasingly seep into every part of modern society. And from a Christian perspective, I really don't know what the answers are, but we believe in a God that has something to say about everything. We believe in a God that made us in his own image. What do we do with a technology that is increasingly able to replicate, or at least appear to replicate, some of what makes us human? As I say, I don't have answers, but here are just some thoughts that we were given that I enjoyed thinking about. Firstly, truth. AI doesn't understand truth. It doesn't understand anything. It doesn't give the user truth necessarily. That's not what it's programmed to do. It is largely programmed just to follow patterns in languages, in language that it has access to, and then to give the user what the user wants. Technology is not in itself condemned in the Bible, but our posture towards technology could be either good or bad, and our use of it could be either good or bad. Idolatry, whatever we think of AI, we need to watch out for any claim that this is the thing that's going to solve all of our problems. There's only one saviour. There's only one place where our ultimate trust should be. Work is a good thing. Adam and Eve, they're commanded to work the Garden of Eden, and before the fall, work is frustrated now, and tools to help it are no bad thing. But does AI have the potential to go kind of further than that and to actually take too much off our shoulders? Creativity. It's long been seen to be part of what it is to be made in the image of God. But what do we lose if we're asking AI to create for us? And justice. Thinking about creativity, what about those who make a living from the creative arts? Rather than paying an illustrator to draw something for me, I can ask AI to draw the same thing in the style of that particular illustrator. So justice is a question. Mission. When a missionary first makes contact with an unreached people group with a new language, it can take years, it can take generations before they come to have a Bible in their own native language. Could AI do that for us really, really quickly? Would it be okay if it did? Environment. In 2022, AI already accounted for 2% of the entire global energy usage. By next year, it's estimated that it will use as much energy as the whole of Japan. But then it was an AI-powered search engine that told me that fact. So I don't know if it's true. Community. In an age where our communications are increasingly kind of online rather than in person, people are already turning to AI friends to chat to. What do we lose as we lose real connection with each other? And those are a few thoughts. It's by no means an exhaustive list of the things you could think about when you're trying to think kind of AI as a Christian. But it certainly gave me plenty of food for thought. And on this front, and on many others actually, as we watch the news, the future feels increasingly uncertain. But for me, in the face of that uncertainty, I've been finding great comfort as we go through the book of Daniel in things that are certain. We're told the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed. That's in Daniel chapter 2. The true King Jesus, he is sitting on his throne. He is running his kingdom. And he's just as aware of the coming and going of every future power and regime, along with their various technologies, as he is of everyone that's already been. Thank you. Bye.